Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. And by Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Ah, yes, Friday. We've come to the end of another week of Autoline Daily. Today is May 11th. I'm Craig Cole, and here's the news. We have some more information on that 7-speed manual transmission ZF supplies to Porsche for the new 911. It's the world's first 7-speed manual for a passenger car. It's based on ZF's 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, which, thanks to a modular design, allows both versions to share a lot of parts. The 911 will actually hit top speed in 6th gear. The 7th is merely there to improve fuel economy. And by the way, it also has a stop-start system built into it. The 911 with the 7-speed manual is rated at a combined 22 miles per gallon, which is exactly the same as the dual-clutch version, but personally, I'd stick with the stick. Hyundai thought it came up with a great way to pamper customers who bought its Equus luxury sedan. It wanted to make it convenient to buy the car, so it planned to send salespeople to the homes of potential customers, and if their cars needed any service, a rep would come and pick up the car and drop off a loaner. But it turns out that a lot of upscale buyers don't want strangers coming to their homes to see where they live. They'd rather go to the dealership. So far this year, Hyundai has sold almost 1,700 Equises in the U.S. market, putting it ahead of its target to sell 2,000 to 3,000 a year. We have more details on the GM-PSA alliance. GM will build a replacement for the Citroën C5 midsize sedan, and Peugeot will make the next generation Opel Zafira compact minivan. GM denies the partnership will lead to job cuts at Opel's development center. Speaking of sharing costs, Magna Steyr will build a new compact model for Infiniti starting in 2014. It will be based on Daimler's compact platform that's used for the new Mercedes A and B class models. Nissan, Daimler, and Renault have partnered up to share platforms and powertrains. Researchers are hard at work on the next generation batteries for EVs, which promise lighter weight, lower cost, and longer range. Stephen Chu, the U.S. Secretary of Energy, has been saying that we should see a big breakthrough by 2015, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. Researchers at the Kentucky Argonne Battery Manufacturing Research and Development Center say any significant battery breakthrough is at least a decade away. For now, and probably the next 20 years, it looks like lithium-ion will remain the dominant battery technology for electric cars. The Cadillac ATS is GM's latest effort to best BMW at its own game. And as part of that effort, the ATS should hit the road this summer with a curb weight less than 3,400 pounds. Engineers trimmed fat from parts and assemblies throughout the car, but curiously, the rear end features a cast iron differential case as opposed to one made out of aluminum. This sounds like a step in the wrong direction, but it's actually beneficial in more ways than one. First, it helps with weight distribution. Car makers are always shooting for that perfect 50-50 balance for better handling. Second, it's stronger than aluminum, no surprise there. And third, cast iron is more efficient. How's that? Well, it expands and contracts half as much as aluminum. Greater stability allows the ring and pinion gears to operate more quietly, which means they also consume less energy. To show off the durability of its new i30, Hyundai parked the car in the middle of a safari park to let a pack of baboons have fun with the car. Dozens of them were in and outside of the car for 10 hours, but surprisingly, there wasn't much damage done to the i30. Okay, we admit there's no news here, but hey, it's Friday, and that's as good a reason as any to put monkeys in the show, other than me. Coming up next, some of the tricks of the trade to make the interiors of cars look as good as they can.
Look at this. Bridgestone's using natural rubber, researching ways to enhance its quality and performance, and making their factories more environmentally friendly, producing products that save on fuel and emissions, and some that can be reused again, and promoting eco-friendly and safety driving campaigns. One team, one planet. Bridgestone.
On Autoline this week, the discussion is all about interior design. In the following clip, Klaus Busse, the head of interior design for the Chrysler Group, and Fiona Daskas from the supplier company Beneke Calico discuss new manufacturing techniques and new technology that can make the interiors of cars look better without increasing cost.
Let me give you a great example about finishes and being clever with money, actually saving money. You're aware of piano black as one of the hottest finishes over the last years in a vehicle. Well, we realized that you can take a part out of a tool, out of its maiden tool, and if you treat the tool correctly, the appearance of the part is just like piano black. And you don't have to paint it. You don't have to put chemicals onto it. You don't have to put weight on it of the paint, and you save the cost, but you get the same appearance. Now that is what I mean with being clever, and that is what I mean by still giving the customer what he expects to do, but without putting the burden on it.
And Fiona, I was intrigued by what you said of just how you grain or shape something can also change the appearance on the customer's part as to whether it's cheap or good. What are some of the secrets of getting that right?
Well, something that we have at Beneke Calico is we have our own grain technology, and it's a laser-based technology, so it's all about the optics. For example, your suit, if you had just a standard suit and then you had something that had an interesting weave, it will look more interesting. So what we do is we take the material and take then grains that have intricate features that may look like leather, not necessarily that we want to replicate leather. We can make a plastic appearance look luxurious. It could have an optical effect, it could have a three-dimensional, we can do holographic effects going around surfaces, so all of a sudden you're catching the customer's eye through grain and color and then the haptics.
Well, what do you mean holographic effect?
Oh, we got some exciting stuff. So just imagine if you had going around a surface. In one direction it was a geometric, in another direction it was an organic, so a leather. So you can actually then take that basic form in the expected way. You would have a leather, it would have a leather grain, or plastic would have a geometric grain. Now we can kind of juxtapose the two together, put a metallic effect, then all of a sudden you've got something that's unexpected.
That holographic manufacturing technique is not out yet, but we should see it showing up in cars very soon. By the way, you can watch that entire episode on our website right now, or check your local public television listings, because Autoline is seen from coast to coast in Canada and the United States. And make sure you check out Roundabout tonight. The live broadcast starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Autoline.tv. Our special guest is that car designer of 1,000 voices, Jason White. He'll be playing one of our audience favorite games, A Car by Any Other Name. That's the one where we name a fictitious vehicle and our panelists have to come up with a convincing explanation of what it is. You, the audience, gets to vote on who did the best job. Again, it all starts tonight at 6:30 and we do hope to see you there. Anyway, that wraps up this week's worth of reports. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.